What's up, nail geeks, and welcome to a Dom nail polish video. This month, Angie has a ton of collabs that she's doing. So we've got 2 polishes to check out that are in her shop. And we've also got 4 polishes that are going to be in group collabs for this month. I'm going to have all of the details for how to purchase, all that good stuff at the end during the recap. So without further ado, let's dive in and check out what we've got this month. And the first one up is Champagne Sparkles. This is described as a black jelly base with bronze to gold shimmer and gold reflective glitters. This is the custom for the Nail Art Collab group. So we have a jelly-like formula, but it builds up incredibly quickly to opacity. I had no issues getting it to just pop big time on opacity for that second coat. But because I have a bit of a free edge on my falsies, I decided to go ahead and go with that third coat just to even everything out. And I thought this looked the best. So if you have any type of nail length whatsoever to your free edge, I would suggest 3 thin coats. This is super packed full of reflective sparkles, so I would suggest using a glitter smoothing top coat and a glossy top coat. And Year of the Dragon is described as a red base jelly with red to gold shifting shimmer. This is so incredibly difficult to capture accurately on camera. I think the video is giving you a decent representation of what I'm seeing in person. There is a purple tint to the base itself, but overall I definitely see it's a strong red vibe. So please know in person, what I'm seeing right here in front of me is more of this fiery, warm glow to the nail. I think my full hand shot gives you a pretty good idea of that. There is just the slightest bit, again, of that purple tint that I think is just screwing with my camera big time. This is so freaking pretty in person. I think 3 coats and a glossy top coat is perfect. And Third Scoops of Charm is described as a teal cream polish. This is another one that was really messing with my camera, and that's okay because these colors are just so ridiculous in person. I love them so much. They're so flattering, especially if you have medium to deep skin tone. Though honestly, this is going to pop on anybody's skin tone whatsoever. Warm, cool, light, medium, dark, whatever. I'm going to suggest 3 light coats on this one. It does self-level really well, but it does have a bit of a curly factor to how it applies. 3 coats plumped up perfectly for me, and I finished with a glossy top coat. Now, in terms of color accuracy, please note, in my opinion, this is more flirting with being a neon aqua in person. My swatches in the video are strongly suggesting that this is a Tiffany blue. I don't think it's a Tiffany blue in person. To me, again, neon aqua. And Bite Me Sparkle Fangs is the Falloween polish lovers group. This is a pink jelly with assorted silver ultra hollow glitters, silver reflective glitter, and pink micro glitter. Those of you following me for quite a hot minute know how much I love my glitter bombs, and this is pink to boot, so of course I love it to pieces. You're going to use the grit and the texture from your previous coat to build to opacity, and I'm going to suggest 3 really light coats. This is such a glitter bomb. It is so blingy in person, and I will strongly suggest to use a glitter smoothing top coat with your glossy top coat, as this will have quite a bit of texture and lots of thirstiness. The payoff, as you can see on my finger wiggle there, is incredibly worth it because it's ridiculously sparkly, especially in your kitchen lighting and that wonderful public bathroom lighting. And Kintsugi is described as a buildable topper with assorted gold, dark blue, blue, and white glitters. This one's part of from the Keep Your Toppers On group. So I chose to do the icing method over Third Scoops of Charm for the Creme Connection group, and I thought this looked really cool. This is very springy to me, and this is obviously a topper. I think you could probably build it up to full coverage. I would probably say with the sponging method, but in my completely honest opinion, I think the glitters are just a little chunky. To do that, you're going to have a ton of texture if you want to build this up to full coverage with a sponge. So just use it as a topper. I think it's perfect that way. It's got this wonderful metallic type sparkle to it, less of the micro glitter look and more of that reflective sort of metal appearance, if that makes sense. You will need a thicker glossy top coat to smooth this out. And here is Merry February. This is described as a purple base polish with blue to purple shifting shimmer and pink gold green shifting flakes. This one's for the Polished Jewel Society. Now, in my opinion, this is of the more sheer side. I think if you have a very prominent free edge, even if you go up to 3 light coats, it's going to show your smile line. So for that reason, if that bugs you, I would suggest a nude to you base color just to blur that free edge of yours. Otherwise, I think if you wanted that more softer appearance, this absolutely works. Of course, we do think it's going to topper pretty well in the Will It Topper segment, but for the purposes of here, wearing it alone, I'm going to suggest 3 light coats because it does have a very plumping factor. And the final one is Like Turtley Awesome. This is a blue-based polish with teal, blue, purple shifting microflakes and green reflective glitters. This one's for the Positively Polished and Friends group. Another super sparkle bomb. I love this one too, of course, because it's a bluish sort of teal sort of color. This one is also very jelly-like in how it builds up, so I'm going to suggest 3 light coats on it. It's not as gritty per se as Bite Me Sparkle Fangs, but I would still suggest a very thin layer of glitter smoother just to even this one out. It is just a bit thirsty, but you can see on my full hand shot there just how blingy this one is too. So there is a lovely blue shift at more extreme angles. You can kind of get an idea of that on my macro shot there. And then we're going to wrap it up with the Will It Topper segment. This is where I check to see if the polishes can also act as toppers. All right, so Champagne Sparkles works. It vamped it out really nice and it almost took on more of that bronzy sort of cast. So lots of sparkles. I think this is going to be great over just dark colors. Year of the Dragon also passed the test. It is so deliciously vampy over black. So I think this one has wonderful versatility if you want to play around with it. Bite Me Sparkle Fangs also works too over black. I will note that the base is lightly tinted, so personally I would stick with matchy-match sort of colors with pinks and black if you wanted to do it over dark. And of course Kintsugi is a topper, so it works really well and no issues there. It almost has an antique look when you put it over black. Merry February looks really cool over black. I dare say that this is, I feel like it's just more versatile in terms of like wearing it by itself or over a cream. And Like Turtley Awesome looks great too. So all of these pass the test. I think they all look really good. And there's a lot you can play around with these just for different layering and jelly sandwich effect. The Champagne Sparkles, which is for the Nail Art Collab group, she does state that this is going to be around a while. So no need to rush on it. It is going to be around in her shop. That one and the Year of the Dragon is, those are going to be in her shop. You don't need to be a part of any group to purchase it. And you will be able to purchase for a little bit, she said. Yeah, you definitely want to grab the Year of the Dragon at the minimum because it is glorious. Seriously, it's just one of those shimmers that when we're talking, you know, red tint and shimmery looking thing with a purpley sort of tint in the base, it's glorious and it's just really difficult to capture in person. Anyways, so those two are going to be around for a hot minute. And the Creme collection, so that beautiful cream, and the Falloween Polish Lovers collab polish and the Polished Jewel Society, those are going to be available just for this month. If you join their Facebook groups, you'll get the coupon code to bring the bottles down $1. So if you didn't want to join the Facebook groups for that code, you'll just be paying $1 extra, which is nice that you don't have to be like super in the group if you didn't want to, but totally up to you. And the Positively Polished and Friends custom will be playfully pitted against Krisable designs, and each bottle is going to have $2 for the winning charity. So Krisable's is going to do parrotpartners.org and Dom is gunning for seaturtles.org. So I'm going to have both of those charities in the description box if you want to see more information. And I'll also have all of the collabs broken down in their Facebook groups respectively for each of the polishes featured in this video so you don't miss out. So as always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.